Family, one love. Welcome back to my channel. Rita Marley, you must attend this barbecue today. All right, the family is inviting you to a barbecue today. All right, but it's all ital on the menu. Family, I always heard about this land that Bob Marley had donated to Rastafari people. All right, I always used to say that was one thing among many things, but that's one thing I really respected about the brother. All right, he invested in the faith that he stood for. All right, he made investments to ensure that his brothers were not by the wayside. All right, because historically in Jamaica, during the period of harsh oppression against Rastafari people, we were not able to walk the streets. All right, many of our people were being killed in Jamaica. All right, some of them were being trimmed on the streets. It was also taking place here in the Bahamas. We had our elders being cut with knives. They had their dreadlocks cut with knives, broken bottles, scissors, whatever the police could find. All right. Nobody made any humanitarian case to the United Nations for us. All right. We had to look out for ourselves. And recognizing this, Bob Marley made an investment of some land. All right. As he began to acquire wealth, he made investments to ensure that the elders and other brothers and sisters had a place that they could freely practice our way of life. And so basically, I always appreciated that. All right, I never would have dreamt that one day the estate of Bob Marley would have tried to take away this land and evict the brothers. All right, but I've come to let my subscribers know today that Rita Marley has used some of the proceeds from Bob Marley's albums, all right, and contracted a lawyer to evict the members of the community that he was a part of and that we all thought she was a part of, right? And so I saw a post today where they actually even put a sign saying that the Nyabingi Center at Scotts Pass is closed down. All right, they even had the nerve, they even had the audacity at the bottom of the letter saying that the people are evicted and that the center is closed. They said, Jah guidance, you know? So you telling us Jah guidance, you wishing for us to have the guidance of the Most High, right? So we want to ask Rita Marley, who was guiding you when you made the decision to evict the Nyabingi elders from Scotts Pass? Who was guiding you? Because if Jah is guiding us, right, and all we doing is living our way of life and preserving life, praising the Most High, right? All we doing is that, and you telling us Jah guidance. So who was guiding you, Rita Marley? Was it Babylon? Was it, uh, you know, was it? I can't say Satan. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that we don't promote that and we don't acknowledge that. All right, but we know that if you're doing the opposite of the Most High will, it must mean that you're dealing with evil. All right, and so I don't want to castigate the sister. The sister has made a indelible contribution to music and an indelible contribution to sisters around the world who would have been inspired by her representation as a empress in the Rastafari community. All right, but here it is now. Rita Marley has made a full turnaround. Rita Marley is now disrespecting the legacy of Bob Marley. Because even here in the Bahamas, all right, I know I told this story before, but when Bob Marley had his concert in the Bahamas, all right, Bob Marley was not contented seeing his brothers on the outside of the fence who didn't maybe have the funds to enter the concert, all right? When the concert really got to a point when he started to feel the vibes, Bob Marley told them to fly the gate and let his brothers in. All right. Now the investments should have been taking place on Scotts Pass, Nyabingi Center to make it something more than what it is. But the reality is, the brothers who lived there were living a simple, natural way of life. The international community made donations, but not maybe at a substantial level. But I believe we should allow our people to further develop this land, okay? And I don't believe that evicting Rastafari people is a good decision to make. I think this decision will haunt the legacy of Rita Marley. It's not going to tarnish Bob Marley's legacy, all right, but it will portray the family as being money grubbing, uh, I guess, agents of confusion. Because if you're moving the people from where they have been living all this time, farming, and have actually brought some appeal to this land, all right, you're gonna move them. That's gonna actually desecrate all that we stand for, all right. But family, I just wanted to weigh in on this issue. I hope that she makes a change. I hope that she acknowledges that this land belongs to Rastafari people. You don't give something to people in a spiritual sense and take it back. All right. You wouldn't go to a church, put something in the offering container, and come back 40 years later and say, hey, let me get that 20. It doesn't work that way. If you give it to the Most High, that doesn't belong to you anymore. All right. And that's the way you should acknowledge it. But family, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about all these dynamics. One love.